The story of Throne and Liberty is somehow getting weirder, but it's still keeping me hooked somehow. Guys, Tingus has been through a lot in the past few days, I'll tell you what. I'm not sure how he went from being a nobody with the candy cramps to stopping a goblin invasion, undercovering secret lost tombs, and becoming a resistance hero. But if anyone can do it, it's my boy Tingus over here. Wait, some of you guys don't know who Tingus is? Did you not watch the last video? I'll give you a recap here in a minute if you're too lazy to watch. Click the eye in the top right corner. And for all the people that are cool and already know the legend of Tingus so far, you can skip to the timestamp on screen to get right to the new stuff. Alright, here we go. Recap speedrun. Tingus was born with a piece of candy in him that had the power of a goddess of destruction. When he was a boy, he had to hide in a church from a sexy evil witch and a candy thief that wants his candy for war. He escaped, but not before the good wizard got some back shots and died. Flash forward a few years, a bunch of bad trolls attacked his village. Tingus killed them by going into a sugar rush, but that overloaded his body and giving him the candy cramps. Tingus meets a little friend named Helpy who helps him and becomes his best friend. He leaves his island to a nearby land to search for the candy cramp cure. Tingus meets a lady that he does a bunch of chores for. She teaches him about her sister and some cursed rain and gives us a temporary cure that lasts about 15 minutes before she abandons us. Tingus went to help out a little girl by doing a bunch of chores to discover a lost wolf god and a kamikaze pilot named Henry. The spirit deer tells us to stop being a little bitch, so Tingus just does that and masters the power of the candy cramps. Our friend Helpy disappears in a flash of light during a loving embrace, but Tingus doesn't care because Tingus is a lone wolf, remember? And that catches us up to, oh boy. I think that last statement was pure copium. Tingus, come on, man. We gotta go do all the things the intro said we were gonna do. If you're gonna be antisocial, you can't meet new friends, Tingus. I knew you'd see reason, Tingus. What are you... You know what? Doesn't matter. Let's just go, man. And go he did. Tingus wandered around town for a while before finding a mysterious note that looked like a contract, so he delivered it to the contract man. He tells us that this contract should be in a place called the Starlight Observatory Ruins, but ended up here instead. Tingus, wanting to be helpful and potentially meet new friends, said he would deliver it for him. The contract man gave us a look, thanked us, and said if we wanted a friend, we should just turn around. And that's when we met him. We meet this penguin named Percy who asks Tingus to come over to his place and immediately has the weirdest first date ever where he teaches us about slave labor. Tingus promptly gets the heck out of there as that's a lot to unpack on a first date. We leave town to get away from all that and head towards the Starlight Observatory. And while we're traveling, I just wanted to say thank you guys for all the support on the last video. It was my first attempt at one of those more scripted story type videos, and I'm glad you guys liked it. I'll probably be making more videos like this from here on out. So if you haven't already and this type of content keeps you mildly entertained, consider hitting the subscribe button. And while you're down there, you might as well hit the like button and leave a comment on what you think's gonna happen in Tingus's journey. Oh, looks like we made it to the observatory. Tingus hands in his homework to the teacher here. She thanks us and gives out more homework, but this time we get money for turning it in. And mentions a goblin has been whining in the corner and asks if we can do anything about that. Talking to the goblin, she yaps on and on about how she overheard the evil goblin saying that they're going to attack and hunt down humans, and that we need to warn the nearby captain of the watch. Starting to head that way... Wait, where are all these people going? Is that the sky whale? Oh, sorry, I just thought that was really cool that you could ride it. I couldn't figure out what to do once on it. Maybe I have to be a higher level. Let me know down in the comments, please. Anyway, we go meet up with the watch captain, and he says that we're all good because I found a note that said that the goblins were, in fact, attacking. Talking to the one and only friendly goblin again, she says that we aren't safe because the note that I found only has 2 sentences on it, and that goblins always write in 3s because... I don't know, man. I'm not a goblin expert. Our friendly goblin tells us that she thinks that this paper could be a trick and that we should go see the old watch captain because the new one is useless. Kinda mean, but okay. We go meet up with the old watch captain and he says the exact same thing that the friendly goblin said and tells us to find the 3rd sentence somewhere. He leaves us with a warning before we leave.
And watch out for the giant goblin butcher.
Tingus immediately tracked down and killed the butcher goblin because Mama didn't raise no bitch, and then we actually did what we were supposed to do and slaughtered as many goblins as possible before we found some coordinates to where the goblins are meeting up that night before the attack. Heading over to the coordinates, we find this weird-looking goblin who transforms into a woman named Ariella. She was going to sneak into the goblin camp, but chickened out, and transforms us into a goblin so we can do it instead. Tingus masterfully infiltrates the goblin party by dancing along with the rituals. What the fuck am I doing? The goblin leader then just gives us the entire note, and they all leave. We go back to talk to the old watch leader Henson, who deciphers the third sentence saying that it is indeed a trap. The goblins placed a fake note to lure the new bad watch leader away while the goblins attack the observatory. Henson tells us to run and warn the people at the observatory ruins, which we do literally 2 seconds before the invasion starts, like the goblins were probably standing behind me in eyesight while I was telling the guard this. We fend off the first few waves of goblins with some fancy traps until the leader goblin shows up and starts attacking. Right when I thought all hope was lost, Henson shows up with some reinforcements, and together we defeat the goblins and find an old armband that apparently belonged to Henson when he was the watch leader. Henson asks us to deliver this armband to the new watch leader as it should be his. Talking to the new watch leader, he explains that he isn't deserving of it and asks us to take it back to the observatory and give it to his fallen comrades at a gravestone. Tingus does so, and upon placing the band, he has a vision. 10 years ago, some men bribed all of the guards at the observatory to go steal from the goblins. All of them but Henson, Ruffalo, which is the new watch captain, and some poor unnamed saps left. While everyone was gone, an Archean platoon attacked. Henson told the others to escape, but only one of them, which was Ruffalo, left. The others fought on, Henson was gravely wounded, and the unnamed guys died. Who would have thought? Right when Henson was about to meet his match, Ruffalo returned with reinforcements and saved him. Henson blamed himself for his other comrades' deaths and left the watch to protect it in his own way. Going back to check on the people hanging around the observatory ruins, Tingus meets this young blind girl who wanted him to check out her painting. She said her father loved it and was staring into it all the time. Quickly checking it out, Tingus felt a strange pull from it. The girl explains that only people with candy in their pockets feel that. We go back to the painting and get transported into a new realm, an arena, where Tingus is forced to fight to the death with a giant hulking ogre. Winning the battle and escaping the frame, we talk to the blind girl and she's amazed that her painting could do such a thing. Wait, if her dad was looking into the painting so much, where is he? Girl, where is your father? What? Trying to get away from all that, I hear a distress signal coming from this random rock golem. The signal says it's from a wizard named Rutain, who needs urgent help looking for a lost child in a nearby forest. Accepting, I make my way up to the fly zone before... Huh? Lying? Who is they? Am I lying? Trying to get to the bottom of this, I try a few methods of interrogation. From straight up asking them to trying to be friendly and see if that will get them to give up who's lying. But this bunch is hard to crack, and they gave me the silent treatment. So I gave up, just like I gave up training my goldfish to jump through hoops. You'll never be SeaWorld material, Gilbert! Anyway, making my way through the forest, we finally meet up with Rutain, who says we need to dig through the spider sacks to see if any of the trackers he's placed in them have shown any signs of the little girl. I don't know if he's seen the size of these spiders or the eggs, but if she got by one of these spiders, I don't think she's with us no more. Digging through the egg sacks, we find a device and bring it back to Rutain, who says it's a dud. While we were digging through eggs, Rutain found a crumpled up note saying, "Children for the party," written on it. He asks us to deliver the note to one of his friends, as it might be a clue. While running over there, I got distracted by these scary looking demon portals. Going in, I got the mixture of fear and thinking I needed to do this later, and I left to continue the mission. Talking with Rutain's friend Robert, he thinks that now that we know someone might be abducting children, he asks us to go look over some clues he might have overlooked. We check out some broken down carts and find a bunch of notes with names written on them. At the bottom of each note, it's always signed with the PD. Going back to Robert, he tells us to report to his nearby friend in a nearby town, while he goes and scouts out the suspected location of the lost children. We do that and meet Sophia, who definitely does not have a huge secret crush on Robert. Freaking out, she tells us to go help him, as there could be hundreds of Archean soldiers where he went, and reminds us that she definitely does not have a crush on Robert. Going to where I think he might be, I found a caged carriage and an invite to a bring your own baby oil party. Going even farther, I find this crazy looking ritual circle where interacting with it teleports me to an underground lair where Robert is fighting off some enemies. I help him out and we push deeper into the cave, when some partygoers get mad at me because I didn't bring my own baby oil. Right when the fight for oil of the baby is about to begin, Sophia and Rutain appear with backup. We take out the bad guys and meet the resistance leader, Da Vinci. Da Vinci explains that this must be the secret base of the man known as the Diddler, and asks Tingus for help, while Robert and Sophia have some weird sexual tension. We head deeper into the cave before taking out some more BYOBO participants, and free some lost children before me and Da Vinci take on the Diddler. The battle was long. The battle was hard. The battle was very oily. But in the end, Tingus emerged victorious. After the battle, we talk to Da Vinci, and he commends us for our hard work. He then tells us that he's been hearing a lot about the tale of Tingus and invites us to become a member of the Resistance to fight against the candy snatchers and baby oil enjoyers. Tingus accepts and finds a new home and family as a member of the Resistance.
I look forward to seeing you in action. Everyone, escape safely, Da Vinci.
Sophia will lead the children safely to the village.
Let's head back.
On the way back, I go to craft some new armor and see this. What the fuck? Before going to meet up with Sophia, who tells us the backstory of our 3 new friends. 10 years ago, the candy thieves attacked. Sophia and her brother Rutain got lost in a spider forest. Robert went to search for them and found them in giant spider cocoons. They escaped only to be found by his spider lord, Mordecai, who wants to feed them to his spider children. Right before they get eaten, Da Vinci shows up and saves them. They join the Resistance out of respect and become the terrific trio. Deciding I need more of a challenge, I talked to this lady who lost her book in a bunch of dungeons, apparently. How she lost her singular book in a bunch of different dungeons is beyond me, but I squad up with a bunch of other players and take on this underground labyrinth. I'm gonna be honest, it was pretty boring, but it's the first dungeon, so it was mainly just killing things and pulling a few levers. Hopefully they get better on later. We work together and kill the boss, and that's about that. Everyone just kinda left, so I did too. Wanting to help out as much as possible, I go talk to Rutain back in the spider forest, and you know, for a kid that had a traumatic experience in this very forest, I'm kinda surprised you kinda just chill here 24/7. But, you do you, man. I ain't about to hang out with a bunch of spiders. And according to you, there's now ghosts, too. Great. I track one down and kill it and follow its spirit for what feels like days before getting jump scared by another ghost. Not gonna lie, that kind of jump scared me. No, it keeps going? For fuck's sake. Realizing I don't have to follow that one for the quest line, I promptly don't, because I don't want to follow a ghost orb no more, and go tell Rutain what happened. After that, I decided to go back to the city and look upon my new base of operations for now, and just think about the new places that I've been, all the new friends I've made along the way, like the goblin that I can't remember the name of, the watch leader, the other watch leader, the terrific trio, my new gym bro. I'm not sure about you still, and all the other people I've met along the way. You know, I think I finally found something here, a purpose, a drive, friends. You know, maybe we lost some friends, but we'll find them again. And maybe some new ones along the way. I think that's why this story is so exciting at the end of the day. It may be random and disjointed, but because of that, you never really know what's gonna happen next. And how exciting that is. I can't wait to see what happens next. Can you? Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button if you made it this far. And why don't you check out the video over here that YouTube recommended to you. Other than that, I'll see you guys later.